If You Leave song. If You Leave is a 1986 song by the British synthpop group Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark OMD. It was recorded for the soundtrack to the film Pretty in Pink 1986, in which it is played prominently during the final scene. Along with 1980's Enola Gay, the track has been described as the band's signature song. If You Leave is the group's highest charting single in the United States, where it reached number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in May 1986. The song was also a top 5 entry in Canada and New Zealand, and charted at number 15 in Australia. A distinguishing track of the 1980s, it has had an enduring presence on radio. Composition. The band wrote If You Leave after John Hughes decided to change the ending to Pretty in Pink after poor test audience reactions. Hughes had asked the band for a song for the new ending 2 days before they were due to begin a tour, and If You Leave was written and recorded in under 24 hours as a result. The song was deliberately written at a tempo of 120 BPM, to match the speed of Don't You Forget About Me, which the dancers in the scene had initially danced to. Despite this, singer Andy McCluskey later noted that an editing error meant the dancing appears out of sync regardless. The original ending featured another OMD song, Goddess of Love, which was released on the Pacific Age later in 1986. Lyrically, the band has stated that the song is about the end of high school, the ending of your childhood, elaborating that they were trying to capture this fear of what comes next. Reception and legacy. Ian Crana in Smash Hits wrote that If You Leave is false and contrived, and seems to last about 3 years, but described UK B-side 88 Seconds in Greensboro as OMD at their blazing best. On the other hand, Chicago Sun-Times journalist Dennis Hunt asserted that the track is too good to be ignored. Retrospectively, Alfred Soto of The Village Voice said it starts promisingly and features admirably straightforward lyrics, but concluded, gradually the annoyances become menaces. The parts are garish, overstated, it's a cluttered mix. Trouser Press called the song a dull ballad that was thankfully omitted from OMD's subsequent album, The Pacific Age. Conversely, Stereogum critic Ryan Lees considered the track to be among the best songs of the 80s, and described its intro/chorus synthesizer melody as one of the best sounds ever. Andrew Unterberger in Stylus magazine said that the gorgeous song makes the final scene of Pretty in Pink one of the best in cinematic history. AllMusic journalist Mike DeGagney named If You Leave as the best track from Pretty in Pink, adding that its adult feel and smooth transition from stanza to chorus makes it OMD's most memorable song. Hugo Lindgren in the New York Times Magazine argued that the stateside popularity of If You Leave, as well as that of the similarly pop-oriented Crush 1985, obscured OMD legacy as musical innovators from U.S. audiences and marked a shift toward making music for whoever signed the checks. Listeners in OMD native UK, where the band had gained an audience with edgy, experimental music, were particularly resistant to the track, which peaked at No. 48 on the UK singles chart. Frontman Andy McCluskey commented, "It's a blessing to have such a big hit, but a shame that it overshadows so many other good songs for the US audience. We have many European fans who hate the song." Entertainment Weekly journalist Dana Falcone described If You Leave as a now classic tune and OMD best-known song to Americans. The track has been included in various greatest songs listings. Cool FM named it the third best new wave song of the 1980s, while Time Out ranked it the 10th greatest track of 1980s cinema. Track listing. 7. Virgin/VS 843 UK. If You Leave 4:30. 88 Seconds in Greensboro 4:20. 7. And/Virgin/AM 8000 $669 US. If You Leave 424. Secret 357. 7 and M/Virgin/AM 2811 US. If You Leave 424. La Femme Accident 358. 12. If You Leave Extended Version 559. 88 seconds in Greensboro 420. Locomotion Live Version 350. 12. And M/Virgin/SB 12176 US. If You Leave Extended Version 559. La Femme Accident Extended Version 536. Charts. Other appearances. The OMD Greatest Hits albums, the Best of OMD, the OMD Singles and Messages, the Greatest Hits. If You Leave was featured in the compilation album Lost and Found, Reconstruction. Cover versions. If You Leave was covered by pop-punk band Good Charlotte for the soundtrack of Not Another Teen Movie, a parody on teen movies like Pretty in Pink. A cover version by Nada Surf was used on an episode of the ORC. It is played as a tribute to the John Hughes film Pretty in Pink, where the original OMD version of the song appeared. It was released on Music from the OC Mix 2. LMP covered the song on their album A Century of Song. In 2001, If You Leave was covered by Seattle synthpop band Died Emotions on the OMD tribute compilation Messages. Modern synthpop artists cover Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark. Indie rock band Rafter covered the song for the compilation album Guilt by Association Vol. 2, released in 2008. It was also covered by Tom Racer on the compilation album Isn't She Still? The Pretty in Pink soundtrack revisited. References